Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show, 50 Cent, 50 Ways to Catch a Case.
I see that Meech concert got the streets talking. The biggest Meech streets back. That's what I'm talking about. That's how real niggas come home and get it down. 50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. Ready? I will buy your masters.
50 Cent just clowned Big Meech after reports say Rick Ross scammed him out of a $120 million deal. Ross had promised movies and major projects, but delivered nothing. Now Meech is left looking broke while 50 flips his name into a joke. It's gotten so bad that fans are saying the only way this ends is with Meech stepping in the ring to fight 50. So here's where it all began. After Big Meech got out, the streets thought he was about to make a massive comeback. That's when Rick Ross jumped in, throwing around wild promises talking about a $120 million film, huge projects, the whole 9 yards. And he didn't just hint at it. He said it loud and clear. Here's the clip where Ross made those promises that started it all.
Lackluster, small budget series. Now it's time to do a big budget film. Which director? Shout out to my homie F. Gary Gray, Antoine Foucault, what's up? Tarantino. It's a lot of legends. This is gonna be big, I can feel it.
On paper, it looked like Meech was finally about to cash in on his legend status. But behind the scenes, Ross never delivered a single thing. Instead, he used Meech's name as a prop, just another way to flex on 50 Cent, his rival since day one. While Ross was busy dangling movie dreams and hyping himself up, it was actually 50 who put up real money. He's the one who bankrolled the BMF show, who invested in Lil Meech by paying for acting classes, and who gave him the platform to step into Hollywood. And it's not just 50 saying that. People close to him backed it up, pointing out that Ross brought nothing to the table except empty promises and free PR for himself. Meanwhile, 50 was moving like a boss, stacking proof that he really put in the work. The difference between talk and action couldn't be more clear, and even Tony Ayo stepped in to break it all down.
When you take Little Meech and you put him in acting school, you know, you take him from Detroit. I remember him rapping when he was rapping, and nobody was helping him from what I seen, because I remember when Lil Meech was rapping. Nobody helped him, and then 50 put him in acting school, kept it on the low, and he made all this money. You understand what I'm saying? But to be young and have money is crazy, because we was young and had money before, so I understand. Motherfucker got Richard Millie's, Lil Meech got Richard Millie's Chrome Heart jeans, 10,000. I buy some Chrome Hearts for 10,000, I might wear them shits for a month.
And now reports say Meech is frustrated, broke, and realizing Ross only linked with him to take shots at 50. It's embarrassing because instead of leveling up like everyone expected, he's stuck looking like a pawn in somebody else's beef. The empty promises were bad enough, but things went from bad to worse when his own son got dragged into the middle, because just days after those leaked texts, where Lil Meech was supposedly saying, F Ross, he was spotted partying with Rick Ross at the club. The video went viral instantly. Meech and Ross side by side, whispering in each other's ear, posing for pics, flashing smiles while the whole room glowed red. To fans, it felt like pure betrayal, and it sent the internet into overdrive. And of course, 50 Cent didn't let this slide. He hopped online and fired off a joke straight out of his troll playbook, saying Ross told Lil Meech to give him his dad's address so he could send some wings over from Wingstop. Imagine your family drama getting turned into a fast food punchline. Brutal. But the wings joke wasn't just shade, it was a message. 250. Ross wasn't putting Meech on. He was just feeding him scraps. And if you thought that was harsh, 50 took it even further. Out of nowhere, he dropped a now-deleted post, claiming he personally had to send Lil Meech to rehab. He said Meech was showing up to set high, even throwing up during a weapons test because he was lit, and later they found whippets in his truck. 50 admitted he didn't even know what whippets were until he had to Google it. He painted the whole thing as him stepping in like the responsible one, trying to keep Meech focused while his own father was busy hyping up the same bad habits. And let's not forget Lil Meech even got himself arrested at an airport. That tells you a lot.
Okay, you understand that? We'll do that after. Okay. All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything's on video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that? Sure, yes, I understand. Okay.
And once 50 put that out there, fans started asking the obvious question, If he really saved Lil Meech's career from crashing, then why is Meech siding with Ross now? The whole situation made it look like Meech was biting the hand that fed him, and that's when another voice jumped in to make things even uglier. Michael Rainey Jr., who most of y'all know as Tariq from Power, went live and didn't hold back. A fan asked if he felt bad for Lil Meech, and instead of dodging the question or playing it safe, he went straight savage mode. No filters, no sugarcoating, just raw shots that made the whole drama even messier.
Lil Meech, I don't feel bad for no grown man on this planet. Like, I'm a grown man. Why the f I gotta feel bad for another grown man? Like, you a grown man too. What you asking for my sympathy for? You be alright. Oh, well.
That clip spread like wildfire. And guess who reposted it with a laugh? Yep, 50 Cent. He literally echoed Michael's words in his caption, making it crystal clear that he was fully backing his power star and doubling down on the Meech is weak narrative. The timing couldn't have been worse for Meech because it made him look like he was losing respect from everyone orbiting 50. But the truth is, this tension had been bubbling long before the IG laughs. It goes back to Big Meech's failed welcome back concert. When Meech came home, fans expected fireworks. He tried to set up a massive celebration stacked with rappers. But instead of keeping 50 in the mix, the man who turned his story into a TV empire, he leaned on Rick Ross. Check out this clip of them hyping up the event that everybody thought was about to be legendary.
February 13th, the Big Meech Home benefit concert. It's gonna be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Bossman D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, it's the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This shit gonna be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
That move blew up in his face. The concert never happened. And for 50, that was the final straw. He accused Meech of cutting deals with the feds and started blasting him online. Fans who once saw Meech as a street legend now questioned everything. Pairing up with Ross only made it worse. It looked like Meech traded loyalty for clout, and 50 turned that narrative into fact with his non-stop posts, instead of a legendary comeback. The concert became the moment people stopped writing for him, and that's when Meech finally decided to clap back. He posted an old picture of him and 50, but slapped a giant rat emoji over 50's face. No room for confusion. He was straight up calling 50 a snitch. Then he doubled down, labeling him an internet gangster, basically saying, all 50 does is troll from behind a phone. That shot was bold, but in the court of public opinion, it was risky. Because once you throw dirt at 50, you better be ready for the nuclear response.
I wasn't going to address this, because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
Ross piled on too, mocking 54, being mad about their link-up. Fans saw it as a tag team move, Ross co-signing Meech just to poke the bear harder. He leaned into it heavy, laughing at the idea that 50 was pressed about who Meech stood next to, and the clip went viral. Ross flat out mocking 54 being bothered about Meech standing beside him in the club. To fans, it felt like a double-team play, Meech throwing shots online, and Ross jumping in to back him up. But anyone who knows, 50 knows that kind of trolling doesn't scare him off. It just guarantees he's going to hit back even harder.
You took a picture with Rick Ross. Put your back against the wall and just slide down.
Wack didn't bite his tongue. He went on record saying the whole rat talk didn't come out of thin air. It came from Meech's own circle. According to Wack, Tammy Cowan, one of Meech's closest confidants, was the one who pulled 50 aside and claimed Meech had been working with the feds in other cases. That's a heavy accusation, and, if true, it means the entire snitch narrative 50 pushes online might actually be rooted in inside info. Wack even suggested Tammy had her own reasons for flipping. Maybe she felt abandoned when Meech went away. Or maybe she was fed up with him trying to snatch back his life rights after she had already locked in that BMF deal with 50 either way. The picture Wack painted made Meech look less like a legend fighting for his legacy and more like a man surrounded by betrayal. And that's when fans realized this beef isn't just about trolling or rap rivalries. It's about secrets, paperwork, and who really controls the BMF story.
Like you think about it, right? When you got a female that's running for you while you in prison, putting her life on the line, you entrusted in her to keep your secrets, right? You done signed over your life rights and all these things, right? I know the conversation as an inmate that we have with women. Baby, it's me and you, right? I gave the life rights to you. I didn't give them to my baby mom. I didn't gave them to you. I need you to do this thing, like make this happen. And she's doing all these things, right? And then he gets out and paroles to his baby mama.
But whether it was petty or just bad timing, that jacket sent the internet into overdrive. To a lot of fans, it looked like Meech was trolling 50 by revisiting one of the most embarrassing L's of his career, when Kanye's Graduation outsold Curtis in 2007 and officially ended 50's run as the top dog in rap. Instead of looking like a boss move, it came off like Meech was reaching for any angle to get under 50's skin. And of course, 50 flipped it right back on him. He clowned the fit, turned the symbolism into memes, and reminded everyone that, while Kanye beat him in sales, he's still the one who beat Meech in business. Fans piled on to saying Meech had gone from BMF kingpin to cosplay villain in 50's storyline. Every move he made, 50 turned into a punchline. The most notable aspect, however, was what did not occur. Usually, 50 would be the first to screenshot a silly position or roast a fit, but this time, there was silence, and it led some to believe that he was purposefully holding back, as if he was reserving ammunition for a more significant endeavor, because 50 normally loads up a heavier shot when he skips a roast. It's obvious now that this is more than simply trolling. Meech has become fixated on 50 like an obsession. Meech responds to every move, unlike other beefs that fade. The fact that 50 put on Lil Meech just to see him get close to Ross is viewed by some as betrayal. Some claim it has to do with power. 50 wants more than just to win. If someone crosses him, he wants to crush them. Meech would appear weak if he were allowed to slide, and it will be more than just entertainment if this ever makes it from Instagram to the ring. It will mark the end of a dispute that has already gotten out of hand. One man is attempting to preserve his heritage. For laughs, the other is attempting to ruin it. And given the current situation, it appears to be more of a waiting maneuver than a rumor.